It's cool.
Kim Kardashian's outfit, when I saw that, I laughed. I laughed so hard. Oh my God. But she wore it on Instagram like a few days prior. She posted that on Instagram and I was like, what is this? What are you doing? It's so funny. But so yeah, the Met Gala, it looked amazing. The celebrities came out. They looked great. And no, this is not a fashion channel. Why on earth am I going to be talking about the Met Gala on this channel? The Metropolitan Museum in New York is an art museum, ultimately. And fashion is art. And what is art? Well, we're talking about the creator economy. So if you create, it's art. So I'm going to talk about the symbolism at the Met Gala to inspire creatives, creators to implement symbolism in their works. So some of these things were a little bit obvious to me, but a lot of people were very confused by like Kim Kardashian's outfit or by Rihanna's outfit. They didn't really understand. So I'm gonna look at some of these outfits. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna save the best for last because to me, best dressed. Well, you're gonna find out who I think best dressed is. I'm gonna save the best for last. So let us begin with the queen herself, Rihanna, and A$AP Rocky. Now, this outfit made people laugh. There are so many memes making fun of, A$AP's like comforter that he was wearing. But to me, the duo, not only do they look fabulous, but the symbolism is everything. So let's first start off with the theme of this year's Met Gala. And that is, or it was, American independence. American independence. What does American independence mean to you? When I look at most of the outfits at the Met Gala, I really did not see anything remotely close to what American independence is. But at the same time, you can't expect everybody to wear costumes to this thing. Like only those that really take the extra step to be strategic about their art, to be innovative with their styles, to make commentary, only they will take this and create art. And that is reserved for celebrities that really care about their branding and more specifically their fashion branding. So the icons, it's the icons that do these things. So Rihanna obviously is, in fact, as far as most people are concerned, Rihanna owns the Met Gala. She is the head of the Met Gala. Sorry, Anna Wintour, step aside. Rihanna, it is her show. She came, she owns it. She's the one. She's the queen of the Met Gala. So let's talk about this. A$AP Rocky, Rihanna, lots of memes, lots of funny laughs, all of that stuff. But what is the point? What are they saying? What is the message behind this? Let's remember, again, American independence. That's the theme. So in my view, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, they are wearing this piece, what I would call it, is a piece of art. And it's the embodiment of rags to riches. That is the American dream. And we know that homelessness is a very big issue in America today. So when you look at them, the first thing you see is, they look like homeless people. If you just walk down the street, you're going to see a lot of people that look like this. So it's like they're representing, in the exterior, they're representing homelessness. But in the interior, we can see it slipped through, on Rihanna's neck and hidden. We can see diamonds. She's wearing diamonds in the interior. A$AP Rocky, when he takes off his comforter, takes off his blanket, whatever you want to call it. He looks wealthy, fabulous, amazing. And what is that story? What is that saying? Rags to riches. It's symbolism. And I believe it encourages the American dream. Because when you look at them, the two of them started from the bottom and now they're living the billionaire's lifestyle. They're living in a billionaire's world because they worked hard and built that for themselves, especially Rihanna, built a billion-dollar empire or multi-billion-dollar empire. A$AP Rocky has been very accomplished in his own right. I'm not sure what his net worth is. Either way, he's very much accomplished. So both of them, exterior, which represents the way that they were raised, the way they grew up from rags, maybe not literally rags, but they didn't live a lavish lifestyle growing up. But once they put in the hard work, well, that's represented when A$AP throws off his comforter, throws off his, throws it off and showcases the wealth that he's wearing. And so it's just representing the American dream. You work hard and you can go from rags to riches. So fabulous, fabulous outfit, fabulous duo, and probably one of my favorites. The next one that stood out to me was Lil Nas X. I mean, he looks fantastic. The glossiness of his armor, the big coat, fabulous and befitting of a 1500s king. Looks absolutely fabulous. Well, what does it mean? Even the way he stands so proudly. Look at the way he stands like a king, like royalty. It's so fascinating. So what does his represent? Well, remember, the theme is American independence. And if you ask me, he is ushering in a new wave of American independence through inclusivity. Now, what does that mean? He's gay, he's black, and he's proud. You can see it in his stance. So what does this tell us? In today's world, these marginalized groups can now fully access American independence. So the knight in shining armor, that outfit represents this notion that the battle has been won, and that is the battle for equality.
From the very beginning, I knew I wanted to do some armor stuff, even before we knew anything about the theme.
So that's what it represents, in my view. And now, these marginalized groups, whether you're black, whether you're gay, whether you're even a female, these marginalized groups can now be royalty too. So that is in my view, when I look at his outfit, when I look at this piece, this is what it tells me. Who's next? Right. So, look, it was really hard to find great ones. A lot of people, they looked really fabulous, but they didn't really stand out. I think they didn't really follow the theme. They just seemed as though they were going to a ball and dressing basic. So for me, Shawn Mendes looked very, very great. And honestly, I think it's not necessarily on theme, but it's different and it's unique. And the only thing to me, what it says is, I'm hot and I know it.
And now I think I'm at the place where I'm like, if I'm gonna go to the Met, I kind of want to have a real vibe. I just want to tap into that American rock star who drinks a little too much look.
I am a hot person and I know it. And whilst that may not seem like it's on theme on the surface, when you dig a little deeper, it kind of represents the American attitude against the rest of the world. And so perhaps then it is on theme, because it is the American way, right? I'm hot and I know it. And that's the American attitude. So that's my view. Then let's look at Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. For me, this looks very classic Hollywood, old school Hollywood, which also represents the American dream, American independence. And if you say anything, well, Hollywood and American media is what sort of promoted or exported American independence and American culture around the world. So I think that is maybe a nod to classic Hollywood, old Hollywood. And then when you look at Billie Eilish, she too is channeling old Hollywood. She's channeling Marilyn Monroe. And for her, when we see the way she normally dresses, this is a little bit of a costume for her. We don't really see her dress like this. So she seems to be channeling, that old Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe kind of vibe. She looks great. Fantastic. So who was the winner for me? Dun, 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 dun. Kim Kardashian. Yes. She raised a lot of eyebrows, turned a lot of heads, made people confused. Like, what is going on with Kim Kardashian? She looks ridiculous. Yes, but no, not at all. Remember, the theme is American independence. Now, here's why I think Kim was wearing the best. Not only did the outfit just look fabulous, and not only was it just different, and not only have we seen sort of like increments of it or teasing towards it from Kanye's, what he was wearing in his Donda listening parties where he was covering his face. So we saw that theme already. So we've already been introduced to that theme of covering one's face. So we knew that was Kim Kardashian when we saw that, because she was, we knew it was her. But what made this super special, this theme of American independence? I think it's a commentary on the state of America today. It's a new era and the end of America as we know it. So what does that mean? First of all, we're in this post-COVID world. We're also post-Donald Trump. And we are now the U.S. troops leaving Afghanistan, and that sort of ominous feeling, that scary feeling, turned a lot of heads, angered a lot of people, and just left a really bad taste in everybody's mouth. Then there's also, during COVID, we experienced the Black Lives Matter movement, and that, sort of issued the decline of white supremacy. So even the idea of this suit being completely black, this Blackout Wednesday, remember we had that Blackout Wednesday, and Kanye's album being blacked out, the Donda album, and her wearing this blackout. It's a very interesting concept, this blackout concept, right? Or is it the dominant, and black in the media, black is always marketed as a negative thing, but black isn't necessarily negative. So perhaps it's a positive thing, right? We're trained to believe that anything black, even like the color black, not even just like people that are black, but anything black, well, people market it as though it's a bad thing. But perhaps it's actually an amazing thing. So the end of white supremacy. And then the question, maybe perhaps the end of America as a superpower. Maybe. With the way social media is going, with the way the world is more awake, more, in tune, more like media literate about what America has done in the world and the power that America is, and the idea that America has lost that power because Donald Trump really made an effort to ensure that America was no longer policing the world. That was one of his agendas. So this idea that America might have lost its position as a superpower. So we have this black, and I think this blackness is not necessarily a negative thing. If anything, I think it just represents a blank slate, a new beginning, a starting point. And I think it could also represent the bad that has happened, and maybe or an honoring towards the negative things that have happened in the past. But at the same time, it's black, and let there be light. Let it begin. Because at the end of the day, based on what we understand about the universe, there was nothing. And then poof, there was something. So this to me represents a blank slate and the ability to create something new. Is it going to be positive? Is it going to be different? Who knows? But all we know is that it is the end of America as we know it, which is so interesting. Look, that theme, American independence, it fits into it very well. So what do you think? Who are your favorite outfits? Kim Kardashian was my favorite. The most creative, the most interesting, the most dynamic. What was your favorite outfit at the Met Gala? Please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pros Members Lab, an online course that helps brands and influencers scale their influence and sales. All right, I'm going to head out. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.